Yer. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you feeling? How you doing? You can't see, but because it's a little bright out there. But I am coming to you live from New Orleans, Louisiana. I was just in Miami yesterday. I'm in New Orleans until Saturday. I'm going back to Jersey. I'm here for the National Convention of Gospel Choirs and Courses. I've been a part of it. Oh my gosh. Do I get my 25-year pin this year? I think I've been a part of it for like 25 years. But basically, it's the oldest gospel music convention in the world. We hit 90 years this year. Wow, that's a lot. We were founded by Thomas A. Dorsey. He's a founder and father of gospel music. And yeah, it's cool. And I'm still taking everything in from the podcast summit. Like, it was a lot to soak in. I actually, I made a big investment. I didn't make all the investment yet, but I invested in a podcast coach. No, it's not a podcast coach. Well, it is a podcast coach, but a 6-month masterclass for podcasting with David and Donnie. Yeah, and not to give you guys too many details, but it's about 38% of my salary. Don't know how I'm gonna pay it yet, but hey, we're gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We're on a mission to $1 million. So, and scare money don't make no money. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm talking a lot. You might not even know who I am. My name is M.A.C. I am on a mission to $1 million mind, body, and bank account. And on that mission to $1 million, I want to provide perspectives, knowledge, and resources to other millionaires on their mission to their million. And I'm calling you guys millionaires because I'm a firm believer in speaking things into existence. So first you have to speak it. And after you speak it, you'll start to believe it. After you start to believe it, you'll do the actions to become it. And that it is a millionaire. And the millions that you're chasing, it doesn't have to be monetary. It could be anything you're chasing that seems unobtainable. Anything you're chasing that seems out of reach. Anything you're chasing at one point, you might have shared that dream, that goal, that passion, that aspiration with someone, and they might have started to doubt you. They might have started to question you. You could have told your best friend that, hey, I'm going to start this t-shirt brand and I'm going to make $1 million. They're like, man, you ain't going to make no $1 million. What are you talking about? You could have told your mom, like, hey, mom, I'm going to start this podcast and I think that I'm going to hit 10 figures. Your mom say, you going to sit down and just talk to people and you going to make $10 million? Get out of my face. You could have told your loved one, your partner, that you're going to start a fitness brand, and this fitness brand is going to make her quit her job and sustain your whole family, and she laughs at you. So there's a lot of things, a lot of dreams, a lot of goals that you can have that God specifically gave you, that someone else can't see your vision, someone else can't see where you're going, but you can. And that's what I want to be. I want to be the person that actually encourage you, to help you. And that's the whole premise of the Mission to $1 Million Network. The Mission to $1 Million Network, we want to help you identify, set, and acquire your goals. And this is one of the shows on the Mission to $1 Million Network. This is called Mornings with Mac. This is a real raw, it's unedited. I just record in the morning and post it. This information is created to help you be better you. Help you become a better version of yourself. It's perspectives, knowledge, resources, gems, anything that's related to a specific topic for a specific week, for a time in the year. And it's kind of like a documented piece of history that we can go back and look at and just grow from. And with that being said, before I go into the theme of the week, I gotta say what week it is and how much time we have left. So it is week 31 of 2023. That means we only have 21 weeks left in the year. I always say what week we're in and how much time we have left, because I want to remind the millionaires how much time you have left to do what you actually said you're going to do. 2023 is going to be a year where we're not going into 2024 with the same goals. You actually have to do what you said. You actually have to accomplish that goal, because if you don't, you're going to be the same. And we don't have time to waste. Time is your most important asset. So if you're wasting it by being stagnant, you got to find a way to change that, find a way to grow. And with that being said, we have different themes for the week. It's week 31, and the theme for this week is called Being at the Table. Being at the table. What does that mean, Mac? So what that means is you're going to get to a point in your life where you're in rooms, you're at tables, you're having dinners with people who are very influential. All the hard work, all the struggle, all the pain, all those long nights is going to start to come to fruition. It's going to pay off, and you're going to be put in these places where you're next to people who you're predominantly not as advanced as. So you have to make sure that you understand that when you get to these areas, you are prepared and you have certain things that you do. So yesterday on Monday, the topic was ready for the room. Today is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, August 1st. It's a brand new month. Jeez, I gotta go plan out my month. It is August 1st, 2023, and the topic for today is be intentional. Be intentional. What do you mean by be intentional, Mac? And what are you talking about? Like, what does that have to do with being at the table? Like, aren't I intentional if I'm already at the table? Yes, to get to the table, you have to be intentional. But once you're at the table, you need to be more intentional. You need to have a goal. You need to have a plan. You need to have a vision. You need to have something that you're pursuing that maybe someone at the table can help you pursue. Or you need to have a skill set that you can help someone else at the table. So let me get back to being intentional. So if you know that you're going to go to a dinner that has potentially 5 millionaires there, you should have a couple questions set up. You should research those 5 people that are going to be there that you know are millionaires. You should come with something that you want to ask, some type of tip, some type of small life fact that you know about them, that when you're having a conversation, if you throw that in, they're like, oh, this kid did his research, or this person did their research. You want to make sure that you are intentional, because being at the table does not mean that you're going to stay at the table. I'm going to say that again. Being at the table does not mean you're going to stay at the table. So while you're at the table, you need to maximize your time there. You need to maximize the ROI that you get from being at the table. So with that being said, you need to know what you like to do, know what you want to do, know what you're good at. You need to have an elevator pitch. I mentioned this yesterday. You need to know what you're good at. You need to be able to speak to your accomplishments. You need to be intentional about all these things. And the accomplishments that you speak about, they need to be correlated or related to the person that you're talking to, because you have to build some type of relationship where they understand that you are a valuable person. You're not just at the table for no reason. You're intentionally at the table, and by you being at the table, you're being intentional by being there, and you're fully aware of it. And once people that are at the table understand this, they also appreciate that. They appreciate it and they enjoy it. They enjoy it. Not gonna lie, when people come to my table, because I'm at a bunch of different tables, and I need to start building a mansion because I'm at so many different tables. But when someone's at a table that I've been in and they come and they don't really have intent behind it, I try to say, like, hey, like, you should go talk to this person. Or, hey, like, do you know who's in the room? Like, be intentional. So a perfect example I could give you is that the podcast summit. So for the podcast summit, before I went, so something that was really dope is that they have an app for the podcast summit, and I actually had to look into that. It was really dope. You could have a chat room. You could watch the live streams live. It was fire. But there was a section where there was attendees. So I downloaded the app pretty early, and I made it a fact that I was going to add every single person that's going to be an attendee at this podcast summit. I did it every day for like a week and a half before we went. And I kind of dropped a little intro in the chat room, and I kind of just explained who I was, put my little spiel. I also ask a lot of questions, because when you ask questions, people know that you're paying attention. So when I would introduce myself and ask a question, people can make the correlation like, oh, wait, I read that name before, I heard that name before, or oh, wait, he added me as a friend. Okay, maybe we can make some connections. And I literally had people come up to me, and they were like, oh, you asked that question. I just realized that you also added me, because I was going to add you after that, and we were already added. So you have to be intentional, because you never know who's in the room. You never know what can come from you just being yourself. You being yourself. And I think I dropped enough gems today. If you did not know, my name is M.A.C. I am on a mission to $1 million mind, body, and bank account. And on that mission to $1 million, I want to provide perspectives, knowledge, and resources to other millionaires on their mission to their million. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope you get to spend time with a loved one or a family member that you haven't gotten to spend time with in a long time. And you guys get to talk about some things. Talk about life. Talk about anything that makes you happy. Just talk about being in their presence again. And actually practice being intentional. You know what I'm saying? All right, millionaires. Keep chasing those millions. Talk to you tomorrow.